guys, it's Maddie here with Weave and Willow. This is video number 1 on how to crochet. We are starting with the most foundational things that you will hear, the terms that you will get used to, things like the starting chain, how to work in a row, single crochet stitches, half double crochet stitches, as well as the double crochet and slip stitch. At the end, I'm going to give you a goal on what to work on, and then once you are finished with that goal, pick up with video number 2. Let's get started. Alright, when it comes to our materials, you walk into any place that's selling yarn, you're going to see something that looks like this. Something that is made out of acrylic. This is the most common thing. What you'll do is pick a color that you like, check right here for what hook size is recommended. Kind of get just an overview of your yarn. This one is called turquoise. This is called I Love This Yarn. This is something you can pick up at Hobby Lobby if that is near you. This is used the most. This is like a medium size yarn. It's not too bulky and it's not too thin. So that is what we're going to be starting with. Now for your hooks, this one has a recommended size I hook right here, or also 9 or 5.5 millimeters. What that is this right here. This is a size I. Now this one is an aluminum hook that my grandmother gave me back when I was 11. This is what I learned how to crochet with. So it doesn't have the other information like some of the newer hooks will. And I'll show you what I mean. This is a size G, also /6, 4.25 millimeters. The other one that I have here is a size H, also known as size 8 or 5.00 millimeters. Now you don't always have to stress about what size hook meets the size of the yarn that is being recommended. So like this says size I. You can scale up to a J, you can scale down to an H if you need to. This is totally fine. Just know that your gauge will be a little bit different. And what that means is when you have worked up a certain number of stitches, it may be smaller or bigger than what this intends. So just know that ahead of time. But if you're making something like a washcloth or a scarf, something that is beginner level, that doesn't make a big difference as far as whether you are sizing up or sizing small with your hook. So let's not over complicate it or stress out about it or feel overwhelmed. This is very basic just to get you started. Now what you're also going to need is just a nice pair of scissors, something sharp. You can find hooks anywhere. I actually picked these up at a Dollar Tree store. I did notice that none of these have any of the sizing on them. And it looks like there's duplicates throughout here. But again, if you're just making something like a scarf or a washcloth, this is totally fine to use. So for today, I am going to use my size I. I'll remove these away. And let's grab our yarn. Our starting chain is where we're going to begin. Now I think the hardest part of learning how to crochet is honestly just learning how to hold your yarn, learning how to hold your work, because your fingers are kind of going to be doing these gymnastics. And you'll see what I mean as we go. So take the tail, pinch at the end, index finger out. You're going to wrap around. Take that off your finger. And this piece here is going to come up in between that circle. Often we do this when we're tying our shoes, when we're creating bows, something just like that. grab your hook, place it in our starting chain. Now here's where you're going to start getting practice with how to hold your project. I like to hold these 3 fingers, the tail, as to give tension down here, and then these 2 fingers, almost like scissors, the rest of the yarn. This creates a nice tension that's not too tight but not too loose. If you don't grab your tail, you will find it hard to really get a hold of your work. So make sure you grab your tail. Next thing to do, take your hook and wrap the yarn around. Pull through your starting chain. Does it look like this? Awesome. This is your starting chain, and this is what's called chain 1. Let's do that again. Wrap around, pull through. Does it look like this? You're doing it right. This is chain 1, this is chain 2. So now we have added 2 chains. We're going to continue working this until we have 20 chains. Wrap around, pull through. Wrap around, pull through. Continue this until we have 20. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. You may have to pull more yarn as you go, as well as let go of the end of the tail and pinch a little further up, so that way you don't lose your tension. $19 and $20. Here we are. So this is a chain of 20. Oftentimes patterns will start out that way by letting you know how many your chain is. The next thing to do is to start creating our rows by going back the opposite direction. The first stitch we're going to go over is a single crochet stitch. So working in the second chain from your hook, this is 1, this is 2. Put your hook through. Does it look like that? Awesome. Go ahead and yarn over your hook, pull it through that chain. Now you should have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over your hook again and pull all the way through. That is what a single crochet stitch looks like. Go into the very next stitch. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. You see that? 1, 2. So now we're going to work back across, and each of these chains we're going to be doing a single crochet stitch. Put the yarn through, hook over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. When you are finished, you will be looking at 19 single crochet stitches for row number 1. and 19. Here we are at the end. If your work looks like this, you are doing a great job. So this is row number 1, single crochet stitches. There should be 19 single crochet stitches in this row. So make sure when you get to the end that you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. This is how you know that you're staying on track. The worst thing to do is to get to the end, and as you start seeing your work, it's starting to take different weird shapes. Either it will start to go smaller or it'll start to get bigger, and commonly it does get bigger. Oftentimes we think that we've skipped a stitch and we put in extras when we didn't need them. So make sure that you get in the habit of counting your stitches. Now to go on to the second row. And we're actually going to learn what is called a double crochet stitch. This is twice the length of a single crochet. So what we're going to do is chain 2, 1, 2. This does not count as our stitch count. The stitch count is 19, but this does not count. This just starts the beginning of the row and make sure that everything stays in shape. Now, how to hold your work the way I do is, again, I'm pinching this row down here, pinching this bottom piece, and holding extra yarn up here. How we continue to work is by finding where this V shape is between my fingers, going underneath and through. Let me move that out of the way for you. Do you see this V? That is our first stitch we're going to be working in. Now to do a double crochet, you're going to start with yarning over in your hook. First stitch of row 1, put your hook through. Yarn over again, pull through. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull it through, only 2. Now we're down to 2. Yarn over again and pull through the last 2. Does it look something like that? Awesome, that is a double crochet stitch. So we have singles for our first row. Our second row is going to be double crochets. Let's put a double crochet in the second stitch. Yarn over, put your hook through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Just like that. Yarn over, double crochet in the third stitch. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Does your work look something like this? Awesome. This is row 2, and our row 2 is going to be double crochets in each stitch across. When you are finished, you should have 19 double crochet stitches. Let's continue. Alright, we're towards the end, and I only have one more space left. Yarn over, put the hook through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And there is our row 2. Again, let's make sure that we have 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Perfect. And you can see a difference between the single crochets and the double crochets. The double crochets will work up faster because they take up more space. For our third row, we're going to learn our last stitch today. That is a half double crochet. It is not as small as the singles, but it is not as big as a double. It is right perfectly in the middle. Let's chain 2. 1, 2. Turn our work to start row 3. Just like a double, we're going to yarn over, pull it through our first stitch, yarn over again, pull through. Now this time, instead of yarning over and pulling through just 2, like we did with our double crochets, we're not going to do that. Instead, since we have 3 on the hook, we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. That is a half double crochet. Let's do it again. Yarn over, pull it through number 2 stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Just like that. Let's do a half double in this third stitch. Yarn over, put our hook through, yarn over, bring it through, yarn over, bring it through all 3. Now there is some getting used to working the hook. As you kind of notice, as I'm doing a little bit of a twisting as I go. In order to grab the yarn, I have to do a motion to get it. I have to do a motion to pull it through. I have to twist and turn it in order to get it to bring the yarn where I need it. That will take some getting used to. Let's do half double crochet stitches across for row 3. In every stitch, we're going to work a half double crochet until we have 19. At the end of the row. If yours looks like this, I'm proud of you. This is exactly what we want. Single crochet, double crochet, half double crochet. And you can see the size difference between each one. This is row 1, row 2, and row 3. And we have 19 in each. So you can see that it is keeping its shape. At the end of each row, you need to make sure that you are creating a starting chain. As you notice for the double, I chained 2. For half double, I chained 2. For single crochet stitches, you will want to only chain 1. Let's do that now for row 4. chain 1, turn our work. This ensures that our work stays in shape and does not warp. If we do fail to create a starting chain, you will see your work start to get smaller. So to do our single crochets again for row 4, remember we don't have to yarn over, just put our hook in that first stitch, in that V, right through the middle. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. That is our single crochet. Next one, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Let's continue to do single crochets across until we have 19. Okay, now that we're done with row 4, I want you to continue single crochet, double crochet, half double crochet. Continue this for as long as you like to get as much practice as you want. This can even become a scarf if it continues to go. Once you are finished with your practice, we're going to finish off our work. How we do that: start by creating a chain 1. Grab your scissors and cut a tail. Take your hook, pull all the way out. Pull the tail and you will create a nice knot. Great work today. Thanks for joining me. Video 2 is available now if you are ready. We will be creating what's called a magic circle, working in rounds instead of rows, as well as learning how to slip stitch. Please like, share, or comment. Happy crocheting!